What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Danmachi, and today we're going to be talking about 7th Zone, and, well, we just got this win zone, and if you guys were on the live stream last night, or watching it live as I record this right now, you will know that I finally max limit broke my Hephaestus. No, I did not pull her out of the tail, or the gotcha. I definitely, because we actually didn't get the tail, funny enough. That's the story for the different day, but irrelevant. I had to put 2 prism bonds into her, but finally she's here, so we can flex on this 7th zone and go for a quick finish. Now, the team that I built here, obviously you want to use a fire team for this, and I went with an all physical build. Now, you could do really anything you want here. It's just understanding you need to do a fire build, and it needs to be an AoE build, not a single target build. Obviously, you're looking for a faster finish, but realistically, yeah, any finish will do. All you're really looking for are the rewards. A faster finish is going to get you more things like whetstones and hammers and bellows and things like that, but it's really not necessary. It's just, you know, it's just a thing. It's not the end of the world. So the team that I'm built here, obviously we've got the OG Haruhime on the front. Anytime you build really any team, you can expect to see her on there. And I actually have Finn attached to her for the 33% SA gauge charge. I have the Fire Wealth for his 33% SA gauge charge, and the Hephaestus that gives us fire attack damage actually adhered to him. Should be no surprise there. But that unit is new, so it's very good to have on there. Plus, she's more of a magic unit, and he's really more of a magic unit. Though, honestly, he's not there for damage. It really doesn't matter too much. But because I needed more physical units, I'm definitely using them on my main DPSs. Now, speaking of wealth, we are using the swap anklet on him, so that turn 1, he'll leave at the end, bring in this eyes on turn 2, and if you're not familiar with this eyes, basically all we're going to do with her is buff, or well, technically debuff the opponent's AoE resistance. Also notice, we have the Hestia on there, that also does a big AoE debuff. So, our whole goal here is to try to get as much AoE damage as humanly possible. Now, DPS-wise, we actually have lead, of course, because when you're doing a physical fire team, you're going to have Lizard Man on your team. You simply are. And, of course, we actually have the Apollo unit attached to him. Apollo's got a really high physical stat, and he does fire and light resistance and all ally strength plus 15%. So, of course, as he comes in, he's just going to basically buff everybody to the moon. Good stuff. Now, we also have Elise on here. And Elise, same basic deal. And she does a big fire debuff, so that's going to help out too. Plus, she's going to do a decent amount of damage. All that good stuff. And that we have the Apollo assist on her to go ahead and do some physical debuffing, since we are running a solely physical team. That's going to be really, really, really important. Now, finally, Aisha. And I know you're looking at Aisha going, you're kind of wasting her, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Aisha's really, she's a hard sell on this team, but at the same rate, I wish she would do more. I wish we could buff her better or whatever. She's just kind of going to be there, if I'm honest. But the best thing that she does is she removes all of those debuffs that really prevent us from doing what we need to do on our SAs. So she's going to be very, very, very handy about that. And we've got Casino Seer actually attached to her, and that Casino Seer is going to give her 100% SA gauge charge. And if you're not familiar, actually Aisha gives 100% fire attack damage with her SA. But if I'm honest, we've done a couple test runs with her, and we really don't even need that. It's literally just gravy at that point. So let's run in here, and let's go ahead and do this run. Now, obviously, the goal here, and I'm going to turn off auto battle. No, I'm not. I'm not going to get it done in time. Let's restart this now. I'll edit that little mistake out. Probably not. All right. And that actually brings me to a valid point. One thing I didn't mention, and you guys always get on to me for, whenever you get into a 7th zone situation, you always want to make sure you have stun anklets on your units, because you notice my Welf did get stunned there. That's because he has the swap anklet on, and I don't really care. So if he gets stunned, he gets stunned after he does all his other stuff. If your main DPS gets stunned, they won't be countering. If Haruhime gets stunned, then she's not going to be healing. So you definitely want all your DPS and all your mainline units with stunned anklets so that doesn't happen. That's going to be really important. Because once again, counters are damage, and you need to get that damage out there. Just throwing that right out there for your personal consumption, I guess. Neither here nor there, let's jump in here, and this time, with auto battle off. That totally didn't happen. Let's go ahead and try this one more time. So on turn 1, we're obviously going to go ahead and do a debuff with Haruhime. That shouldn't be any surprise. 33% SAH charged with wealth. Fire attack damage, and so basically our main buffs and debuff stacks. Really nothing absolutely out of the ordinary or different on these units. That said, we are going to go ahead and try to get this done. Turn 6, I'm going to guess we're probably actually going to do a turn 7 kill, but we're going to try for a turn 6. Double SA and turn 6 and see where we get. Now, Yosuga this turn, and of course, we're going to go ahead and do Luminescence. That's the big AoE debuff. And then skill 2 with these two, just because that's their biggest and hardest hitting attack. Pretty straightforward. Nothing really different, nothing really out of the ordinary. This is the same basic idea and same basic build that we've always had for AoE 7th zones. Alright, now we finally have Aisha here. Now, I could buffer. In fact, I will. I'll buffer. The main thing is, you'll notice that lead is debuffed. So actually, I think lead's going to do so much damage, I think I'm going to be better off just go ahead and remove the debuff. So I'm just basically going to spam her skill 1. I think getting getting Elise and lead to do more damage is going to be better in the long run. So I'm going to go remove that. If there is no more debuffing next turn, then I can go ahead and go in there and do that. But I really feel like, I hate to say it, but she's really kind of here for that one purpose. So, I'm also going to do skill 2 with Haruhime here, just to go ahead and get everyone a little bit more damage. That's going to increase counter and penetration rate. So, and as we already talked about, counters are damage. Other than that, lead and Elise both going to continue spamming skill 2. Now, lead has the extra attack, so on turn 4 we're going to have to rebuff skill 1. But other than that, he and Elise are just basically spam skill 2. Goodness gracious, talking is hard. Spam skill 2 from every turn on. So we're going to go skill 1 more time here. Doesn't look like they're debuffed. They are not. So I'm going to go ahead and do Seething Energy. And we're going to go back and do Yosuga this turn. And just maybe getting a little bit of extra damage out might help. Maybe. I really don't know, to be honest. I mean, she doesn't really have any really good assist buffs. She didn't get the strength buff or anything like that, so yeah, we're kind of playing it hard and loose with her. It's really interesting. But neither here nor there. It is what it is. So I'm going to go back and do this. Make sure that we're not debuffed, because with turn 6 we're going to do double SA. And if we're debuffed on turn 5, we're basically going to hate life. So we're going to go back and we're going to do skill 2 with both Elise and lead. Skill 1 with Aisha, and skill 3 with Haruhime. Let's go. Alright. Perfect. So now, on this turn, we're going to go ahead and do a Haruhime SA. There is some argument for maybe doing Haruhime and Aisha, but I'm going to be honest, while that would give us 100% of all stats, I've actually found that doing Haruhime and lead is slightly more effective. You could argue for doing this one, but I really feel like that's kind of not pertinent. Actually, you know what? That would give Aisha 60% fire. And what does lead have? He already has 60% fire. You know, I haven't actually tried this with Elise. So I'm going to be silly. I'm going to try it with Elise. It's not going to give lead anything, but he already hits stupid hard as it is. But you know what? I take that back. Because he's going to get 80%. And that actually is after the turn. And he doesn't get a percentage. You know what? Let's try it. Let's try it. Because if nothing else, it actually affects Aisha. And maybe, just maybe, yeah, let's give it a shot. I actually haven't tried this one yet. So this is 100% experimental at this point. So here we go. Haruhime is going to give everybody 100% strength, 100% magic. You know how this works. This is not new or different. Bam. Now, Elise should hit pretty good. I don't imagine she's going to be out of this world, but I imagine she's going to be respectable. I'm hoping she hits at least as hard as lead, but I really don't... I don't know the difference, to be honest. I really don't recollect. So, yeah, she actually did. So, now Aisha will have a big buff, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I'm going to be honest. Aisha's got 100% strength, 100% magic, and 60% fire, but it was not enough. So we didn't get the turn 6 kill. That said, they did this turn for absolute certain. So here we go. There's no way they're making it past this turn. Not remotely. There we go. So there's probably some more I can do to this team to get a turn 6 kill out, but irrelevant. It's still a very respectable score. Let's see what we got here. If I got 23 million, I'll be happy. 20. Oh, not even 22. What are you doing, game? What are you doing? Come on. Rude. The score details, pretty straightforward. It's whatever your highest damage is, which I actually think she hit harder than lead, to be honest. I'd have to do a comparison of the two of them. So it's your default score for a turn 7 finish, plus 180%, that gets me to 19 mil, plus your highest damage, and total received damage, which I forget how that's calculated, but irrelevant. There you go. That's your final score. So I'm going to work on this. I'm going to try to get some faster finishes off, but pretty straightforward. If you have anything even in the realm of that, you're going to be fine. And as far as why trying to get a higher score works, let's see here. So let's go to ranking reward for win zone. So if you're in like the top 15, you see you get a bunch of bellows, a bunch of hammers, and a bunch of whetstones. That would be really nice. Not that it's necessary, but it would be nice. Now, most of you guys probably are looking at me like, no, like, you are such a greedy idiot. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But neither here nor there. Most people probably have a pretty good fire team, so most people are probably be pretty competitive at this. That said, I'm not really certain that's going to be true about your wind team and earth zone, but I know we've talked about fire ad nauseum, and lead is so good, most people have them. So good luck to you. Let me know what score you got in the comments section down below. And, you know, if units aren't maximum broken, you're fine. Just run a defensive unit rather than some of the crazy DPSs that I've been running. Swap Aisha out for someone like Artie, or just anybody that really does some healing on top of Haruhime, and you'll be fine. We've done plenty of that back in the day. But either way, that's 7th Zone. Like, comment, share. I'll be back at you guys with more Danmachi really soon.